Hey guys, welcome back to Doozy Talks with Susie. So, this is a simple morning hack that can transform your mood and energy for the entire day. And the best part, you don't even have to give up coffee, you just have to make it work for your body. In my last video, I shared why I gave up caffeine after discovering my COMT, MTHFR, and MAOA gene mutations. And today I want to show you exactly how I rebuilt my morning coffee routine so it supports my energy, my hormones, and my mood instead of wrecking them. So let's get into it. I loved the ritual of coffee and I didn't want to give that up, so I decided to work every ingredient to serve my body better. And what I ended up with is a cup of comfort that supports my brain, my gut, and my genes. So here's how I make it happen and what each part does for my body. I started with the decaf organic coffee. It still gives me the ritual, but without the overstimulation. I had been drinking the dark roast coffee. It was delicious. But because of my COMT and MAOA mutations, regular caffeine just stays in my system too long and leads to things like anxiety and mood swings. And the decaf allows me to enjoy coffee without the crash. And that has been probably the best part for me. And I could even enjoy a couple cups of coffee if it's one of those days and I just would like an extra cup. I can enjoy 2 cups without being concerned that I'm getting too much caffeine in during my day. Next thing I do is put A2 vat-pasteurized whole milk into my coffee. I don't use creamer anymore. I only use a little bit of milk. And this milk has a different kind of protein called A2, which is gentler on the digestion. And it's also vat pasteurized, meaning it's heated more slowly and preserves more nutrients. And the best part is it doesn't even bloat me like the plant milks or the ultra pasteurized dairy did. And for someone with the MTHFR and CBS mutations that I deal with, reducing gut stress. So, yeah, that one, finally finding something that works for me was amazing. Then I use, and really honestly, I'll make like 12 cups of, or I use like a Keurig. I'm not getting paid for any of this, but I'm using a Keurig. So I'll put a K cup in and I'll just make it extra strong with like the 12-ounce option. And then for the milk, I'll put about like a quarter cup of milk in, maybe it's like 2 tablespoons to a quarter cup. I don't completely measure it. And then I'll put about a teaspoon of raw extra virgin coconut oil. And the reason why is because I had seen something about MCTs, which are medium chain triglycerides, which are things that your brain needs, your body needs it. And the it helps with it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it fuels the brain without crashing like sugar or caffeine will do. And they also reduce the need for the glucose-based energy, which helps stabilize neurotransmitter levels in people like me who have the slow COMT and MAOA. And that's really why I started on it. I know a lot of people will use just go straight to MCT oil, but when I started hearing about it, I had coconut oil and I said, hold up. MCTs are like naturally occurring in the coconut oil. So if I've got it, I've got it. Let's just work with what we got. And then I never went back. I actually haven't tried MCTs. I think it would be important. It might be more beneficial, but a teaspoon of coconut oil works fine for me. So, oh, and the coconut oil, it also creates fewer free radicals. Next thing I do is collagen peptides. Now, there are multiple different brands, and I looked for the grass-fed fancy brand one, but there's a lot out there. So whatever you can find at the time, something is better than nothing. That's my opinion. A little change is better than no change at all. Collagen peptides will help, is what I've discovered. So, collagen peptide, this is the powerhouse. It's rich in glycine, which I mentioned in my other video, and this helps calm down the nervous system. It also improves sleep, so I do take a little bit in the evening, close to bedtime. but I don't take collagen peptides. I take the actual supplement close to bedtime. I'll take the collagen peptides in the morning in my coffee. And so it helps with the nervous system, improving sleep, and it supports methylation and detoxification, which are both things that my body struggles with. And that's the honest reason I'd never wanted to use collagen peptides before until I figured this out and I realized, oh, I've got some mutations that could do for some help. So it's perfect for things like my MTHFR and SHMT1 genes, as well as my COMT mutations. And it also helps seal and soothe the gut lining, which is crucial since sulfur and methylation mutations often come with a leaky gut, and nobody wants a leaky gut. It'll come with histamine issues and mood symptoms. Plus, it's clean protein without spiking blood sugar. You can't win. You can't lose with that one. You definitely win. So I've got all these amazing things, and I do like a little bit of sweetness. That's why I used to use creamer, and I do a lot of creamer. I liked it being a little bit sweet. So I started using xylitol, and I'll sweeten. It's just a little bit, like a half a teaspoon of xylitol. And I use that instead of sugar, and it doesn't spike my blood sugar levels. And it's even good for oral health. Look that one up. People have questioned me on it. Look it up though. If you're using the right xylitol, because there are multiple types of xylitol out there now once xylitol became a thing. I get my xylitol made from birch trees. There are multiple kinds. You want to make sure you get it from the right source because some companies have figured this out and you can make it from corn. And that kind is not going to be really good for your blood sugars. So you'll want to look it up, make sure you're getting the right kind, make sure you're not consuming something you might be allergic to. But it just makes everything work better. Balanced hormones, less inflammation. So, what did the results look like? When I started drinking this version of coffee, everything changed. First, I was a mess. The first, I'd say 4 days were really hard because I'm used to getting that constant influx of caffeine throughout the day. I would do it morning and then early afternoon or late morning and then mid afternoon so that I could get, it would usually be 2 or 3 large cups of coffee every day with in it because I just was constantly trying to get that boost to get me through. It was like, I don't know, if you're playing a video game and you're like, your character needs more energy. That's what I was doing. And then my body just couldn't keep up. So it was hard because I was used to getting that caffeine boost every few hours. And so that was definitely challenging, but my sleep started improving. And after a few days, I was okay. My energy became more stable. My mood was calmer. My digestion improved. My sleep deepened. I actually get deep sleep at night now. It's really nice. And I can sleep almost through the entire night. Before, I would be awake for hours and then I'd get a few hours of sleep and then wake up, drink the coffee, try to survive the day, and then poor sleep again. So here's the thing, it wasn't science, it wasn't magic, it was science and self awareness. And just as important, it still feels like a treat. I sip it and slowly while I journal or prayer or whatever I'm doing at that moment, and it sets the tone for the entire day. You don't have to quit coffee, you just need to make it work for your genes. And I wish someone had told me that because I was kind of in a pickle trying to figure out how am I going to do what's best for me, but still enjoy my morning. And this was the best conclusion I could come to because completely cutting it out seemed excessive and not what I wanted to do, but I was able to find a compromise and I was able to make it work for me so that now I'm healthier now than I was before. And so if you've ever felt anxious, overstimulated, or dependent on your morning cup, maybe it's time to rebuild it. Let me know in the comments what your coffee routine looks like in the next video. And I'll drop in the description exactly how I make my coffee. That way, if you wanted to see again the quick recipe that I use, you can have it. And I'll talk in the next video of this series. I'll be talking about how I dealt with the caffeine withdrawal because yes, it's real. And no, it's not easy, but it is worth it if you can work through that and be able to feel more of yourself. So I'll see you guys in the next video.